Now today we're going to talk about, has the internet ruined fishing? I know I've heard a lot about this over this season, let's say. So this is a topic that I wanted to cover and get your guys' opinion. So over the course of this video, I want your guys' opinion on this. I want you guys to throw a like if you like this video, and I want you to put a comment down below, your opinion on this. That's going to help me, and it's going to help a lot of people see your guys' views on this. So to start, we're going to go over some pros and cons. Now, let's just get one thing out of the way. The internet has definitely impacted fishing. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. There's both pros and cons. But it has definitely had an impact on our fishing. More recently, with cell phones being more prevalent, you can post a report from the water. You can have live reports. With Facebook, all the pictures. With Instagram, with all the tagging. And all the local fishing forums. So let's just get that out of the way first. And it definitely has an impact on our fishing. Now, to start, we're going to go over some cons. Now, a big thing I hear is that it plugs up fishing spots. Now, we just passed the Detroit River Walleye Run. All the big fish have gone through pretty well now, and we're on to the males. But anyways, basically, in the States, there was lineups for 2 to 3 hours to get to these, just to get your boat in the water. People would have to leave their house at 2:30 in the morning, I was reading on these forums, just to get their boat in the water to fish for sunup. Now that's absolutely insane. It really turned a lot of people off fishing. When you got boats lined up and they're 15 to 20 feet away, or less, jigging the Detroit River. And it is an in-town spot, so it's a very popular spot. Anyone can access it. Anyone from Windsor or Detroit, you can get to that spot. So it's an in-town spot, it's a popular spot, any way you put it. But the reports that I've seen this year were insane. You would see 10 to 20 reports a day, and that's just on these local fishing forums between the US and Canada. And you go on Facebook and you would see another, just of the people I'm following, another 20 or 30 reports. It was absolutely insane. And so when you see those reports, what's your first thoughts? Oh, let's get out there and do that. And what does that do? That drives traffic to the launches and to the river. And it can really plug up some of those spots, and more importantly, the boat launches. I didn't see it too much on the Canadian side, but I definitely heard in the US it was a big problem this season. So, that's definitely one of the cons. One of the other things that's definitely a con about the internet and fishing is people seeing these monster fish pictures on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, and wanting to go out and replicate that. And that's fine and all. I promote fishing with my YouTube videos, with my social media. I promote fishing. And it's great to see people getting out there and catching fish. I do not think that's a downside to the internet fishing. But what is when you see someone post that picture of a huge 45-inch, 50-inch muskie, whatever it may be, and you want to get out there and do the same thing. So you hop in your car, you go to these shore spots, or you hop in your boat and you go to these spots in the lake, and you're out there targeting these huge muskies because you've seen a picture of someone else doing it. Especially with shore spots, local shore spots, you have a chance to catch a 45, 50+ inch muskie from shore. So that makes it accessible to anybody. So you'll see guys out there with improper equipment, no nets, no pliers, no hook cutters, nothing of the sorts to ever properly handle one of these fish. You see guys out there with spinning reels, which is nothing against that, but they also got 5, 10, 20-pound line on it. It's going to stress out the fish when they're fighting them for that long, because these rods and reels don't have the proper drag, they don't have the proper line to fight these big fish, and then you finally get it in, but you don't have a net. So here you got to run down shore to ask buddy for a net to land your fish. You finally get the fish in, it's thrashing on the ground because you don't know how to hold it. You got to grab that mandible, but everyone doesn't know that, and then you got to unhook it, and people don't have pliers and stuff. So from seeing these big fish pictures from shore or from a boat on social media, on the internet, and going out and hopping in your transportation and going to these spots and trying to catch these without the proper tools, that's the thing that gets a lot of guys upset. Because we really want to practice a catch and release fishery, especially for muskies, but it applies to all species. So when guys see that, it really annoys them and really doesn't set the pace for internet and fishing. Now to the good part. Some of the benefits of the internet and fishing. You know, I promote the internet and fishing. I make videos on YouTube that have millions of views, and you know, a lot of those guys are local fishermen watching those, and what's their first question? Where is that at? How do I do that? And you know, people shoot me messages on social media and on YouTube, and you know, I reply to the best of my abilities with helping them out, because I like promoting the sport. Fishing's a great sport. More people should get involved with it. That's my view on it. But it's just so easy nowadays. I can go online right now and look at a report from today of any of the local waters I want and see how people did fishing, see what depth, lures, techniques that they caught them in. Lake Erie, I can hop on there, see if people did good for walleye. I can see a Detroit River report. I can see a Lake St. Clair report. You know, any fishing around me, and that's what's so great about the internet and fishing. Now, there's a lot of people that will sit behind their keyboards and wait for those good reports. I'm not one of them. I'll go and find my own new waters, but no one can say it does not help. No one can say it doesn't help, because everyone goes online and look at those reports. You know, when you can go online, type in Detroit River walleye fishing, and have 10 reports from today, you can't say that's not going to help you. That is amazing. That's amazing that we have the access to that technology these days. People posting live reports, anything like that. That's just amazing, and that's really helped fishing a lot. And that's benefited fishing in a positive way. It's got more people out there, and it's an overall good thing. And another thing that I see that I really like is a lot of these guys, a lot of my friends, they'll catch trophy fish, you know, in the spring. 29, 30 plus inch walleye. In my mind, that's a trophy fish. A lot of my buddies, they're practicing catch and release on those fish. Out of the net, nice picture, snap, snap, and released, and you know, and in the reports they'll promote catch and release, and that's an amazing thing for up and coming fishermen to realize that. You know, you can say what you want, but in my opinion, I like to catch and release those bigger fish, whether it be muskie, walleye, any species. I like to take a nice picture of them and put them back in the water so they can grow. Not to say those are the prime spawners, because I really have no idea. But I really like seeing that on the internet, and that promotes a lot of the younger kids and people just getting into the fishing scene to catch and release those fish, those bigger prime fish. So that's definitely a bonus that the internet has brought us. Okay, here's my opinion. The internet is amazing when it comes to fishing. You know, it does have negative features, but those, in my mind, outweigh and can be practiced to be fixed. As far as outweighs the positives. You know, if I can hop online and look at reports from any body of local water from today, yesterday, that's a huge contributing factor to my fishing success. If I can just share and enjoy pictures with younger kids and adults and talk fishing with them, that's a huge success. The internet has brought me in contact with so many people that without the internet it wouldn't have happened. It's brought me in contact with lure manufacturers and just great people over these fishing forums. It's really an amazing thing in that sense that you can connect with these people from the internet that are looking at fishing reports and that you're talking to online, that you can meet up with them and go fishing. That's an amazing thing that the internet and fishing has brought together. So if you've watched this far, you're a true subscriber and probably a hardcore fisherman. Now, I want your opinion too. I want to see if you think the internet has helped or ruined fishing, and why. You know, a lot of people are going to read these comments and they probably want to know as well. So give us a comment below if you think the internet has ruined fishing or you think it's helped. I want to see your comments, and I know a lot of other people do. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We will really appreciate your subscription. We're doing weekly videos, 2 videos a week. So give us a subscribe. We're going to put that right there. Hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, give us a like. And until next time, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching.